Welcome back to Facebook Fan Pages Video 2. So now we are actually going to get into some meat and potatoes of setting up and targeting your page correctly. So what we're going to do here is go into settings, and we're going to go through each one of these things one by one. So I'm going to pin this to my shortcuts just so I can get to this page quickly. The page is published. Anyone can publish to the page. I'm fine with that. Reviews are turned off. Well, that's not going to do, so we're going to turn those on. Then the ability to narrow potential audience is turned off. Well, that's not going to do either, so we're going to change that up. People can contact my page privately. I want anyone to be able to tag photos because that's really going to help like in the sharing aspect. So anybody can tag photos or videos to our page. People on other pages can tag your page. Other people can use your page's location. For video frames, absolutely. Page is visible to everyone, shown to everyone. No words are being blocked from the page. Profanity filter turned off. This is up to you. You do it however you want. I'm going to leave all this as is. Choose whether or not my page is recommended to others. Well, obviously, I want to make sure that it is. And then page post published. When I update the buttons, description, or contact info. And I'm actually going to turn this off. Now, for other people like brick and mortar locations, real estate offices, things like that, leave that on. But for the sake of what we're doing here, which is primarily working on just a product website and a website without a brick and mortar, you don't need it. So, no biggie there. And then ability to write posts in multiple language, we've turned that off. And then if we want to change this later on, we can. Show translations. So we can actually have automatic translating on our page. We're going to leave that on. Comment ranking, most recent are shown by default. We're going to change this to most relevant. And then downloading is allowed. We can download our page if we want. And then we can say recommended actions. Now, recommended actions is what we saw earlier, in as much as Facebook giving us tips on what we need to post about or do or, things of that nature. I leave this on just so I'm alerted when Facebook adds something new because they're constantly adding brand new things all the time. So it's incredibly important to stay on top of that. So now we're going to move on to the next fun and exciting section of this training, which is we've gotten through everything in general settings. Now we're going to talk about messaging. So this is actually where you can go up and set automatic response assistance. This is not, and I would say this bold italicized exclamation point, not a bot. A bot is different. A bot is like a digital messaging service, and that's something we'll get to quite a bit later. What this does is just a quick and easy reply to people to either acknowledge their message to your page or direct them to do something or give them a call to action or something in that regard, okay? So what this does is send instant replies to anyone who messages your page. You have an option of doing this. When you do this, you just hit yes, and this will be your default message. You can change this if you want to. You can also leave it off. It's completely up to you. I leave this on just, as a thank you. Now for this site, for this service, it's not really necessary for me to say I'm going to turn it on when I can't get to my computer or phone. Reason being is this is a website. It's open 24/7, 365 days a year. This is not a brick and mortar location. Brick and mortar locations, yeah, probably would want to turn on, the response assistant for this. And this is just what that looks like. So it'll say, just kind of a general message. But of course you can change this too. And you customize this and it'll say, hey, it'll give you like what it looks like, right? So it's pretty cool how you can do this, but you can do first name, last name, full name, whatever you want to do. And just insert that into your message and change up the message so that it fits your business and your brand. And then if you want to show a messenger greeting, This will be like, hey, here's a quick little greeting. If you want to start a conversation with us, this is just kind of an encouraging thing. So, just like a little chat window, and I like using those, so I'm going to turn that on. Now, that's really all you have to do with that section. Pretty easy, right? Now it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So what we're going to do is actually go into Edit Page. So we're going to decide what template we want. Right now we have a standard template. Now, should we change this? Should we make it business? Should we make it venues, nonprofit, politician services, restaurant, cafe, shopping? Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make this shopping. Then we're going to apply this template. Now we're going to choose our tabs. And this is important because you don't want to have a bunch of tabs that are not relevant to your page. You want things that are only relevant to your page. So things I like to leave up: posts, reviews, photos, shop, obviously, groups. This is going to come in handy later because you can actually now attach a group to your Facebook business page. Videos, events. We're not really going to be doing events on this page, so I'm going to click on settings and turn that off. And then kapow, done. Then we've got our about. We'll leave that. You can't really take that off anyway. And then however many page likes we have. Now this is also, by the way, where you can really get in and drill down and customize the heck out of your Facebook page if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, probably not. So you can add different tabs on here, but you can also even do a specified tab, which I can talk about a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to be happy with this. Now, I'll tell you what I'm not happy with. I'm not happy with the way that this is ordered. So I'm just going to drag shop up here because that's kind of the first thing I want people to do, right? Then I'm going to say photos, then videos, and we'll probably put posts right here under shop. Then reviews. Probably going to do groups right there. Then reviews, then about. And we'll just move that. So that's just the way I want it ordered. Now you can order it however you want. There's really no wrong way, and you can play with it as much as you want to and change it around based on how your audience responds. But this is just what I'm going to do to start off. So once that's done, you're all set there. Next, we're going to talk about post attribution. Do you want to post as Divine Enthusiast or as yourself? Well, I want to post as Divine Enthusiast because that just makes more sense. Now we're going to talk about notifications. So you can get a notification anytime there's important activity on your page. You can set this up to whatever kind of preference you want. I do this, so I get a notification, email for important updates. Not text messaging because I get inundated, and then I turned on tips and updates in Messenger about managing my page. So I'll get those in the Messenger, the messages section up here. Also on my phone in the page manager, I'll get push notifications and alerts as well. So that's always a good thing to know. Once you've decided how you want to do this and got set up, now you're going to go Messenger platform. So this is where you can find bots and nearby places and all kinds of cool things. So you've got an option here to where you can hide it if you don't have a bot built yet, or if you're gonna install a bot in here. It's how people can find you in Messenger and find your bot in Messenger and have a conversation with your bot. So your bot is a lot like Siri or your Google or something like that. It's going to, and I'm not going to say my thing's name because I'll wake her up and then that's just going to be distracting on the video. So it's a lot like that. You can literally talk to it. It kind of guides you through either the purchasing process or answers common questions. It's like a interactive FAQ. So it's a really, really cool tool. We have them. We love them. We play with them. This page is going to have one, but that comes a lot later. So next we're going to go into page roles. You can assign new page roles, and I'm going to go over this briefly because it's important for you to know this, especially when you hire somebody like us to do your social media management, okay? So when you're doing this, they do not have to be your friend on Facebook, FYI. It's helpful if they are, but they don't have to be. You can put their email in here. Now, I don't do it this way. I actually go through our business manager and request access as opposed to having you do this. But if you want to have somebody like a VA or something like that edit your page, or somebody co-admin with you, you just click on this and you decide what role you want them to play. Now, all of this comes into strategy later. Admin has God privileges. It's essentially the same privileges you have. Editor has a little bit more limited privileges. Moderator really just deals with comments. But when you click on this, it tells you exactly what permissions that role is granted. So, you know, advertiser, if you just want somebody to do your ads for you, they can come in and create, you know, a post, comment, and then create ads and view insights to kind of help them get what they want, but they don't have access to, you know, all of your data. And then you can also do an analyst and a live contributor. Now, a live contributor is new, and you do have to be friends with someone to add them as a live contributor to your page. But this is when somebody else can go live from your page, which, hey, that's kind of cool, right? Especially if you're a brick and mortar business. That's kind of like a, hey, go live from my page, because it gets them traffic, it gets you traffic. It's a fantastic co-promotion tool. It can be used for a million other things as well. Like I said, there's a lot of strategy that goes behind this. But if you want to add another admin, you can do that. So for the sake of this, I'm going to add the husband. And anytime you do this, you have to put in your password again. Simple. Now, he is also an admin of this page. So now we're going to talk about people and other pages. This is where you can go in and admin people from your page. You can remove them. You can ban them. You know, if somebody's giving you problems, if somebody's giving you a headache, you can always, always, always get rid of them from your page, just like you can on your personal page. So next, it's time to get into a lot more complex things. We're going to talk about in the next video preferred page audience, partner apps and services that are currently available and what's coming down the line, as well as setting up your Instagram account, which you can do, by the way, direct from here, which is pretty cool. Featured page likes, which we'll go into. Cross-posting, if you have similar pages, that's always a plus. And then your page support inbox, and then how you can take payments as well. So there's a lot of different things on here that you can do, but I'm going to get to the rest of that in the next video.